Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I guess it's afternoon here. Holy shit. Whoa, chat is disabled for this live stream. Well, shit. What happened there? What happened there? Why is chat not working? That's not good. That's not good at all. Look at this bullshit. Professional streamer. Professional stream life right here. Let's see. What can I do? Gotta fix you guys up here. Did you guys say something awful to get me like completely banned from having chat anymore? Is that what happened here? Yep. You guys said something awful, didn't you? You done did it now. Chat is disabled for this live stream. What the fuck? What am I supposed to do here? How am I ever supposed to fix this? It worked fine the last time I did this, did it not? Did it not? Pretty sure it did. Switching over to that other fucking channel killed this whole fucking thing. I just gotta say. Is it working over here? No. No, it's not working over here. It's not working anywhere. Chat is disabled. Isn't that wonderful? Well, let's see. What can I do? How fix? Just take it away. Make it not a chat. We could do that. Enable live chat is on. Maybe I disable it and re-enable it. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see. Hold on one sec. Let me try something here. Do I have to make a new one? Maybe I gotta make a new one. That seems to be what I have to do for each one of these now, is to make a brand fucking new one. Let's get it figured out. Live fucking tech support. Let's see. Chat is disabled for this live stream. It really isn't, though. It really isn't. Click restore chat. Where? Where the fuck do I click restore chat at? You love me? Okay, cool. Yeah, there's no restore chat button. There be no restore chat button, mateys. Just start a new one? Yeah, but if I start a new one, this is still going to be a problem. This is still going to be the issue. There was a button that said restore chat, but it's gone now. Oh. Let's see. Is it here? I don't see it. Yeah, there's no restore chat button. Son of a bitch. Refresh browser when scene becomes inactive. Refresh cache of current page. Yeah, no. Nope. It just doesn't like you guys. It doesn't want you to be visible today, which I got to be honest with you, I don't blame it. I can see you guys. You can't see you guys. It's harder for me to see you guys in this way. Chat, pop out, blah, 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 blah. We don't need to see ourselves. Goddamn. I need you to be able to see yourselves, though. I don't want any bullshit. No bullshit at all. Let's see. I don't want any claims that I misrepresented somebody. Whatever, just play some fart videos. Okay, I'll play some fart videos for you. Just a second after I fix this fucking chat problem. Let's see. Let's try it. Hey, look at that. We got you fixed. Why weren't you fixed? I don't know. But now you're fixed. Everything's fine. Everything's great. There's no need to despair. I can hear you all. I can see you all. I can feel you all. I can feel you all out there. You guys look horrible as usual. On another note, you've been playing Mafia 2 as of recent. It got me on a gangster kick, but I've never seen any of the classics. Where should I start? The Godfather, my friend. Start at the start, then take it away. The Godfather's the one. Hey, thanks there, Tucker, you cucker. Any musical artists that most people don't know that you like? Ween. Man, Ween, dude. I'm always an evangelist for Boognish. On DP, Chris Chan became the new Brett Keane. Shows you how the two shows are different. Hey, thanks, Jacob Hopman. Thanks for filling me in. Definitely necessary. What's that in the chat? Thanks for the compliment. Oh, okay. I mean, I look like fucking hell today, too. What do you guys want? We're all a bunch of ugly fucks here. I mean, there might be a couple. Is there any attractive people out there in the audience? Let's be honest. Be honest about it. Put a 1 in the chat if you're attractive. Let me see. I want to take a poll. I want an attractiveness poll. If you're like classically attractive, slap a 1 in the chat. Tucker's. Look at all these attractive people. Damn. Damn. Well, I feel bad. You always hear that you're good looking from like your mom or from like people that might fuck you. There's a difference there. Trust me. I was one of those people. My mom told me I was handsome. I didn't know I wasn't until I got old enough to actually put myself out there. Girls flirt with me. You get more that you're cute than attractive. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is a weird thing. I mean, I can understand some of the reasons why I'm traditionally unattractive. The main one being I'm fat. Fatness it's tough to carry. Like, is there anybody out there that's fat and attractive? Like traditionally considered attractive, but also fat? I don't think so. I think fatness pretty much precludes attractiveness. 1.5. I have some good features, but I also have a receding hairline and a weak chin. Oh. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think those necessarily make you unattractive. Older women like you? Oh. Hot. Danny DeVito is sexy? Yeah, but he's not fat. He's just short. The beard helps. It really does. Even the people that don't like the beard would probably admit that I look better with one. I've heard that people want me to like trim up the beard, make the beard more traditionally streamlined. You're fat-tractive? Oh. I didn't know such a thing existed. I work out and have good musculature. Oh my, musculature. Musculature. Yes. Ooh. I can make up for the chin with a beard at least. My dreads are a point of contention too. Some people like them, some don't. Are they white boy dreads? White boy dreads are hard to pull off these days, man. There was like a window in time in the very early 2000s, maybe the late 90s, where white boy dreads were totally okay. But now, yeah, dude, that's a major point of contention. I went through some old videos and saw you clean shaven. It was shocking. Oh, I know. It's shocking to me too. I really it's been probably a good solid close to 10 years since I had a clean shaven look. So I haven't seen what's under this beard in a good 10 years. And let me tell you, I don't want to. I really don't want to. I don't want to know what's under there. I don't think dreads look good on anyone. That's not true. They look good on some people. I like dreads. I'd do some white boy dreads if it wasn't like a strongly contested look for white folk to have. Get some dreads put in my beard too. Just beard all the way down to the bone. Yes. You tend to miss a lot of signals. Like when somebody's hot to trot for you, you can't tell. Yeah. Yeah, Jonathan Davis. Does he still have dreads, or did he de-dread it? Let's see. I want to see if Jonathan Davis is still sporting them dreads. Let's find a recent picture of him. It looks like he is. I mean, this might not be the most like recent picture of Jonathan Davis, but he's still got a bunch of the dreads. Look at that. And he's still rocking the triple eyebrow piercing too. That's ballsy. I had one of those. I had one eyebrow piercing back in the 90s when such things were cool. But I never had 3. Jesus. What exactly is wrong with dreads on white guys? Let me answer that question for you. Let me answer that question visually for you. Here's the visual answer as to why, dude. Good old fashioned cultural appropriation. Cultural appropriation, that's right. Dreads are a culture. Why is chat obsessed with talking about hair right now? I don't know. That seems to be the topic of the day, man. It's a hairy day. What am I supposed to do? Some white people can look good with dreads, but no white people look good with cornrows. White cornrows, huh? Let's see. Let's see if I can find a good looking white cornrow. Is it ever okay for white people to wear cornrows? Although plenty of non-black celebrities had sported cornrows long before. Justin Timberlake, Jared Leto, Christina Aguilera had them, I guess. The proliferation and appropriation of cornrows has certainly had its critics. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if we can find an image with some white cornrows that look good. This doesn't look bad. This isn't a bad look for this person here. For they. This, however, is probably a bad look. I don't know. It's not horrible. I don't think it's because it looks bad. I think it's because this is supposed to be like something that black people only do with their hair. That doesn't look bad. I don't know. How much of your hair are you going to grow out? I'm going to keep growing it until I can't stand it anymore. I've decided. Till I just absolutely can't stand it anymore. Any hair can look good on any type of person if done right. What about like a white afro? Does that look good? I don't know. I don't know about the white afro look. Yeah, Bob Ross had a fro. My granddad actually kept his hair just like Bob Ross's his whole life. His whole life, he had the Bob Ross white fro. He permed it and everything. I'm sure Bob Ross did too. I'm sure Bob Ross permed this hair. It looks pretty bad on white people with their pale scalps. Is that what it's about? It's about like the paleness of the scalp that you can see in the cornrows. See, I don't see any, like this isn't. I don't think well, I don't know. Who is this? It doesn't. The pale scalp doesn't seem to hurt that one. This on the other hand, see, I don't think this is a good look, but it doesn't look like it was done by somebody who knows how to do actual cornrows. You know what I mean? This just looks like somebody's sister helped them out and braided their hair up. If they were good and tight cornrows, I think it wouldn't look too bad on this dude. What about these? Oh, that's some cornrows there. That's some real cornrows. Isn't cultural appropriation just another word for copying trends? How many people engaged in said practice does it take for it to be qualified as appropriation? I mean, there's some different lines of thinking on this, right? For me, I see the appropriation of culture, as people call it, as celebration of that culture. And I feel like a lot of the people that exist within that culture look at it the same way. I mean, a culture is only as strong and as powerful as it can project itself out into the world. And, having more people appreciating and thus adopting parts of that culture seem to be a kind of a sign of the strength of that culture, in my opinion. In other people's opinions, culture should be insular, should only be available to those people that were raised within that culture. I disagree with that position, but I understand it. You're from SoCal and you love Mexican culture and food. Well, that's a good example. I grew up around a lot of Mexican culture and Mexican food, and I appreciate said culture and said food. I don't necessarily feel like I appropriate that culture unless I'm sitting down and ordering a chili relleno. That's definitely culturally appropriative. Asians I know love when we appropriate it. Yeah, I mean, I've talked to Indian people about the bindi thing. You know, that was a big sign of cultural appropriation for a lot of people was, Madonna and other celebrities and, white folk that aren't necessarily Hindu wearing the bindi, the little jewel, the little dot jewel. But I've talked to people that are within that culture that like the fact that other people express themselves using it. It's an honor for people to like your heritage or culture enough to appropriate it. I think here in America, too, cultural appropriation is more just like assimilation into our weird mass culture. America has always been kind of a breeding ground for different cultures because we're such a nation of immigrants. And when that culture reaches outside of your insular little community and into the wider American culture, it's a sign that it's been accepted, that culture has been accepted, at least here. It may look different to people that live different places, but that's always how I've gotten, that's always the feeling that I've had about American culture, kind of absorbing all of these subcultures that are part of it. It's almost like it's just puny apes making insignificant decisions. Yeah, it's almost like that. Not exactly like that, but it's almost like that. I agree. White privileged people decide what cultural appropriation is. You are not supposed to listen to the actual people. Oh, okay. Well, fuck. I didn't know. America is an amazingly delicious melting pot. That used to be, when I was a kid, the whole melting pot principle, the idea that people come here, they bring their culture with them, and then that culture melts into the kind of overall American milieu. That was a really big positive when I was a kid. The term melting pot was a point of pride. And it seems like America's going through a little bit of a spasm where we want to kind of like stratify those cultures again. We want to push them apart, keep them separate. What about mixed races? Are they appropriating themselves? Dude, I don't know. That is a question for a, I don't know, a women's studies major or something. I can't help you with that. You'll become a patron if I rip a fat cloud. Let me ask you a question. Stephen Petrie. Do I look like a monkey to you? Huh? Do I look like a little organ grinder monkey to you that does tricks for coins? Don't answer that. Actually, don't answer that. I'm half black and half white, and it's amazing. Is it? Let me ask you a question, Cynic. Did you get the dick? That's all I want to know. Did you get the dick, or did you not get the dick? That's what I always wonder about people that are of mixed heritage. Did they get the dick or not? You know, that's really what matters to me. You were lonely? Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. There's no need to ever be lonely when a ideology is on. We can all come and hate each other here, say mean things to one another, troll one another. I can ban you. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. Common, haven't you debunked the BVC myth last DFF? I don't believe that. I should have been more vociferous on that DFF about challenging this idea that there's some kind of common median in penis size. I don't believe it at all. I choose to believe what I've always believed. Black people have big, giant penises. Asian people have tiny penises, and everybody else is kind of in the middle. I should have been way more vocal in my defense of those stereotypes on the last DFF. If America could move beyond capitalism and embrace the melting pot, we could be one of the greatest places on earth, although environmentally we are already one of the best. I couldn't be more average at everything. Cool, man. That is cool. Average is cool. Think about it. If you're average, you may be in a position where you feel like that's a negative. Nah, dude, you lucked the fuck out. You're not an outlier, man. You're not an outlier. There are way more people on the lower end of the outlier scale than there are on the upper positive end. You know what I mean? Being average is great. Good old average. I wish all your viewers could get together for a live ideology. Dude, I did one at the last meetup. At the last meetup, I sat on the edge of the stage and had everybody kind of gather around in the audience, and we sat and we had a live ideology. It was pretty cool. We ended up talking about AIDS. I had people, I was trying to approximate the experience, so I just told people, yell out a topic. Yell out a topic, and we'll go down that road for a little bit. And somebody yelled, as soon as I finished that sentence, somebody was like, AIDS! And we talked about AIDS for a little bit, you know what I mean? It worked. It was a good experiment to see if ideology is dependent on the separation that the internet provides, and it was not. Are you banned on this account too? No, do you want to be? Yeah, there was no IRL Order 66. It wasn't needed. It wasn't needed. You'll also become a patron if you rip a fat cloud? Okay. Well, I'm not going to do it. Now, if like 20 of you independently was like, I will become a patron right now if you rip a fat... Dude, I would rip the fattest cloud. You have no idea. A big old cumulonimbus cloud, man. The IRL chat was the same, though. Large amounts of tism. Well, of course. Of course. It wouldn't be ideology without that. I will give you double what everyone else gives you if you don't rip a fat cloud. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Making your workday a little better. Thanks, Paul. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for the $5 and for, just coming and chilling. These would suck if I showed up and there was only like one person, in the chat. These would really suck. So you guys realize how much this show depends on you, right? Or whatever this is. I don't even know if this is a show. These little discussions we have are all dependent on your participation. In fact, I'd be willing to bet. How many people are watching right now? Let me look. How many people are here? 183 of you. There's only probably about 15, 20, 30 of you actually participating. Think about how crazy it would be if all 183 of you were participating. Think about that. But those of you that do, those of you that come here and type your crazy, nonsense in the chat, you make this show worthwhile. You make the show exactly what it is. I have to unban Slow Loris. Okay. Haven't I done this before for you? I am 99% sure that I have done this for you. But let me take care of it for you, okay? Let me get you unbanned, buddy. They bury the fucking let's see, community. That's what it is. It's community. Come on, community. Come on, community. Anytime now. All right, and then I got to do that and that. There you are. There's the man with the master plan. All right. You're unbanned, buddy. What up, Marshall Manson? How's it going, bud? Are you married yet, dude? I remember you announced your engagement, but are you married yet? When's the marriage, dude? When's that going down? When are you going off the market? The theme you guys missed on the review of the Joker was the indifference or ignorance of parents towards a child suffering. I don't know that we necessarily missed the theme. Just wasn't talked about at length. Y'all at Deep Fat Fried have helped me keep focused on my weight loss. I'm now down 123 pounds. Thanks, Paul. Hey, Logan. Good for you. What do you just use our fat-bodied asses as, like, visual encouragement? Like, we're not, I guess I've lost some weight, but that's, for me, that's a yo-yo thing. I'm at a low point now. I'm sure I'll balloon back up. Paul, being in your streams is like being in a class where the teacher might publicly berate you at any second. That's really what I'm going for. I want nobody to feel safe here. Because I'm not safe. It's only fair. You guys see the critiques that I have to take doing this show. Why should you, the participant, be any different? I got to take all kinds of bullshit in this chat, man. My looks, my voice, the size of my penis, everything's on the fucking table for you guys. But for some reason, I can't fling it back? Hell no. Everybody takes shit here. And if you don't, you're banned. In fact, banning is one of the ways you take shit here. You're the cool teacher who can turn into a psycho at a moment's notice. I don't think that's necessarily the cool teacher, dude. I had a French teacher in high school who was like that. Pretty nice dude, but on the razor thin edge of sanity. You know what I mean? It didn't make him cool. Made him a little scary. My feet? Oh, man, dude. Let me tell you something. That video that me and TJ did where we discussed the Joker for about an hour, I was just sitting with my leg crossed, and it turns out my foot was pretty prominent in the frame, you know? Oh, my God. People do not like that foot. People don't like that foot. People do not like my feet. My feet are a bad thing. So I've learned, man. I've learned. No more flip-flops at work. No more flip-flops. It's okay. TJ's belly showed the whole time. Trim your toenails. I actually trimmed my toenails right before, if you believe it, right before I did that, like at home that day. I got a trim on the toenails. I do have big feet. I'm between an 11 and a half and a 12, depending on the shoe. I guess you are pathetic and need a safe space, Paul. Dude, if I needed a safe space, why would I do this? This is anything but safe here. Does Joker say we live in a society? I don't think he does. My girl gives me pedicures. Ooh, I've never had a pedicure before. I don't think I could handle it. I got to be honest with you guys. So I got a bad back, right? And I don't like going to massage people. I don't trust them with my back. I don't trust them not to do something that's going to hurt my back worse. So I don't really like being pawed at by pseudo medical professionals or, occupational therapists and shit. I'm not necessarily all that ticklish, but I just don't think I would like having my hands and my feet, and I know I don't like having my back manhandled by somebody that I don't know and trust. And I gotta be honest with you, even if it's somebody I know, I don't typically like being pawed at like that. It's a little strange. Only good massage ends with an orgasm? Yeah, maybe. I'd rather just skip straight to the orgasm, if that's okay. I'm cringing. Cringing. Just do a chiropractor so they can cure your... What? You don't make any sense, Scott. I had a manicure once and hated it. Yeah. I just don't like being... I like hugs. I really like hugs. Hugs are like good for me. Like that whole kind of like chest to chest, embracing one another, whatever the context is, whether, there's a romantic underpinning to it, like when you hug your girlfriend or your boyfriend, or whether it's just two buddies or somebody you just met, man. It's so disarming. A hug is so disarming. I love hugs. Everything else, though, I don't like. I don't like it when people, like, paw at me. It's just not for me. My sweaty hug at the meetup. Yeah, dude, I was passing out. I was warning everybody in line because everybody wanted a hug from me, but I was sweaty. I was a sweaty monster at that meetup. Holy fuck. I sweated through 3 shirts at that meetup. I showed up at the meetup in a shirt, went to I actually brought an extra shirt just for that occasion. I sweat that to where it was completely sweated through. Went to the green room, changed out of that shirt into another shirt, sweat my way through that one, and put on a 3rd shirt that somebody brought for me as a gift. But it's definitely worth it, yeah. I give good hugs. I'm a good hug giver. What's your opinion on brand loyalty? Examples, Nike, Apple, Coke. My opinion on it? I don't know. I don't care. That's my opinion. I don't care. I have none of those things myself, other than Coke, I guess. I think Coke is the best of the cola sodas, for sure. Paul, I'm so excited. I just got my I Ching set in the mail. Have you ever heard of I Ching? It's an ancient form of China. Yes, I've heard of I Ching. That's cool. Yeah, you got to play around with that kind of stuff. Play around with the dark forces, man. Pepsi is better. Scott, you're retarded, man. Oh, my God. I just had a flash of imagining what it must be like to be you, Scott, and it's horrible. Anybody that thinks that Pepsi is better than Coke is a horrible person. I mean, we live in at least America, we live in a place that really values picking sides. Nike versus Reebok, huh? Coke versus Pepsi. Pizza Hut versus Domino's, man, and everybody's got an opinion. To me, it's all just pizza. I'm not real big on cola either, but I know where I stand on cola. You know what I mean? I've picked my side. Any thoughts on the problems of Chinese government censorship leaking into the U.S. via things like movies and video games? I'm only really aware of the big backlash that's going on against Blizzard right now, who apparently banned a popular Hearthstone professional player for making pro-Hong Kong statements. I mean, I'm not exactly sure why people are shocked, especially like a video game company being protective of Chinese national pride, not wanting to be associated with anybody who would say anything anti-Chinese. I mean, such a huge, profound amount of their player base exists there. I'm not saying it's right that they stifle the opinions of people that might, have something negative to say about China. I'm just saying it's understandable. You need to take a massive dump. Thoughts? I like pooping. There are different kinds of poops. Some of them are very, very, very uncomfortable. Like the sudden poop. I really don't like the sudden poop. I had one of those the other day. I just finished eating lunch or something. I was sitting outside on my porch, and about a minute after I sat down, I felt that rumbling and then that urgency, where it's like, you have T-minus 2 minutes and 34 seconds to find a toilet before you shit your pants. I really didn't used to get the urgent poop. After my gallbladder came out, that's when I got the urgent poops. Warning, warning. Pants shit imminent. Find toilet. You now have 1 minute, 42 seconds to reach minimum safe distance. Yeah, your body is just like, all right, your O-ring is not strong enough to hold back the torrent of lava-like shit. 10, 9, 8, and you're like, oh, God, dude, I had to walk in here. You know that walk you do where your butt cheeks, like normally they're like this, but they turn inward on one another. They're like, oh, God. And you're walking kind of like all up on your tippy toes and shit because you need that extra muscle pressure of your butt cheeks, like squeezing together to make sure that you're not just going to squirt into your pants. And then usually, for me, I don't know what it is for you. Usually when I take that poop, when I have that poop, the urgent poop, it's not like you would think it would be this huge poop. But a lot of times it's just like not. It's not very much poop at all. It's just like one little sliver of poop that needed to come out like right now. Yeah, dude, the clenched cheeks. Yeah, I know it well, man. I'm all over it. It depends on the poop, right? The consistency. My poop consistencies are all over the place. I don't have like a predictable consistency to my poop. Have you ever filled a little container with juice or soda or yogurt and stuff into the freezer to make into ice cream? If you did that with juice, doesn't it just become an ice cube? That's not really ice cream. When's the last time you shat your pants? It's been a long time since I shat my pants. I don't know. I can't remember when the last time I had a full-blown pants shit was. But I've thrown away underwear before. Let's just put it that way. I've had a shitty day and gotten to the point where, you look at the underwear and you're like, is this even worth salvaging? Is this even worth? And I've had a couple of times where I was like, nope, I'm just going to ball these up and take them to the trash can. These are done. I don't even want to wash and wear these underwear again. You think you might have IBS? Nah, I don't think so. I mean, to me, it's not like, it doesn't interfere in my life all that often. Every once in a blue moon, I get one of those real urgent poops, It's just not, I don't know. It's not something that I want to escalate to a medical problem. You think fat guy dumps are different from skinny guy dumps? Probably. I mean, I don't know. I've never really examined a skinny guy dump, All I've got is my fat guy dumps to go by. The IBS club. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I got the IBS. I might be wrong, though. Let's look it up. Let me see if I can diagnose myself. IBS symptoms. I'll be honest. If I think I got IBS after this. Irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, symptoms and types. What are the symptoms of IBS? That's what we want to know. Okay. We all have stomach aches and trouble going to the bathroom once in a while, but for people with IBS, the chronic pain and discomfort can be disabling. Along with abdominal cramping and discomfort, IBS symptoms may include bloating. Okay, well, I've gotten bloated before. Gas. I mean, I get gas every once in a while. Constipation. Not constipated all that often, but it happens. Diarrhea. Yeah, you get the loose stool. Alternating bouts of constipation and diarrhea. Bowel movements that feel uncontrollably urgent, difficult to pass, or incomplete. Clear or white mucus with the stool. Yeah, I don't know. I've probably had all of these symptoms at some point. But not enough for me to think that I need, some kind of medical intervention. What's the worst dump you've seen in a public bathroom? I mean, I've seen some bad ones. I worked, retail for a lot of my life. And part of retail jobs is typically, you got to go in and you got to clean the bathroom. I've seen some nasty poops. I've seen poops where somebody somehow let the turd hang over the edge of the bowl. So it's a long snake-like turd that looks like a cobra because it's peeking out of the bowl. I've seen that shit a couple of times, man. Just a turd that won't even fit in the bowl. I've never taken a dump like that, man. I've never taken a dump that threatened to escape the bowl. You know what I mean? Yeah, a hanger, man. Really gross. I know. You asked, though, or maybe you didn't, but somebody did. The Cobra Bowl, yeah. Sounds like a TJ size dump. I don't know. I've never really had that conversation with TJ. I don't know if I've had the poop versation with TJ, so I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you where TJ stands on the poops. You'd have to ask him. It always comes back to poops. See, these things, one of the more recent shows that we did, we talk about farts a lot. Today, we're talking a little bit about pooping. These things are things that people say that you shouldn't discuss publicly because of, it's what do they call it? Prurient? Is that a word? Prurient? Yeah. Puerile interest. I think that the opposite is true. I think that we live in a world right now that is so, well, maybe it isn't this way, but we are encouraged to separate ourselves from one another and to allow our tragedies and our foibles and our embarrassing moments to be utterly private and to only share the good things about one another. But I feel no camaraderie talking with people about oh, I liked this movie. Oh, I liked it too. I feel camaraderie when I say, man, dude, you ever have one of those poops that you got to clench your butt cheeks together and walk on your tippy toes to get to the toilet? And a few people go, yeah. Because then I know that person is suffering their own personal hell just like I am, and I feel a connection with that person, you see? We need to talk about these things. Busting a nut, dropping a leak, you know? Doing a bowl ringer. Like, why? Every human being has to go through this shit. But yet we're not supposed to talk about it. No. I refuse. I refuse to silence myself, okay? I need to know that other people are out there taking uncomfortable poops. I need to know that other people are out there ashamedly jerking off. I need to know that other people are out there ejaculating. You know what I mean? Or sneezing and blowing a booger out. I need to know that that's happening, because if it's only me that's going through that shit, man, there's only one exit. There's only one exit if it's just me that has to deal with all that shit. Eye boogers in the morning. You know what I mean? You got the big eye crusties. You've never ashamedly jerked off? Oh, I have. Oh. Let me tell you, shame is part of my jerk-off experience, my friend. Yeah, you got to feel that deep, abiding shame. It's usually a post-orgasm feeling, you know what I mean? Post-orgasm, you're like, oh, man. I done did it again, man. Oh. That's part of it. It's part of the experience, man. Yeah, if there's no shame, you're doing it wrong. I tend to agree. Dylan. Am I the only person who gets, like, peeled skin down between their cheeks and gums in the morning? Huh? I think so, man. You're the only one. Halfway through the O, it's just like, oh, God, ew. I don't know about you. It's just that kind of like feeling like, man, I did it again. We never talk about cleanups. What's your cleanup procedure after you have a shame off? Cleanup procedure? Well, I go wash my hands. I try and catch as much of the nut as I can, and then you go rinse it. I've never been one of those dudes that can have like tissue nearby. You know what I mean? I can't blow into a tissue paper. You get my drift? I just can't do that. I can't. It feels so clinical. You got to catch the load. Yeah, you got to try and catch as much of the load as you can, and then you just go rinse it. You go rinse the swimmers. What is this? Why? Okay, bodily functions. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just wondering. You shoot it onto the carpet and rub it in with your foot. Man, your mom is going to be so mad when she comes into your room and sees what you've done. She's going to be so angry when she sees what you've done. I can't blow in the toilet either. I can't shoot a load in the toilet. I just can't. It makes jerking off feel like pooping, which it shouldn't. I mean, I guess you can combine the two things if you want. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I don't want to think about pooping while I'm jerking. You know what I mean? That's just not in the cards for me. Carpet would be a hardwood floor afterwards. Yeah, for sure. You ever shower nut? Yeah, I have. It's not my favorite place to do it, though. I have a hard time busting a nut standing up. It's not easy for me. You know what I mean? I kind of have to be in some form of sitting or laying down to really to get off easily. Standing up, that's it's like extra work. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of extra work. I can do it in the shower, though. I've done it. It's just, you know, not my favorite venue. It's hard to do standing up. It really is. It really is. Yeah, your concentration is tougher to hold on to. See, look at this. Look at us sharing all these embarrassing moments with one another. Don't you feel closer now? Don't you feel closer as a group now that we all know? I'm quitting smoking with the vape. Any tips? Be quick. Do it quickly. Female process to orgasm is much less shameful? I don't think so. I really don't think it is. You know, dudes have we have our own shameful process, and so do women. You know what I mean? It's awkward no matter what your sex is. I genuinely believe that. It's awkward for women too. They got to do the DJ diddles thing. It's just awkward for all of us. Like jerking off is one of those things we don't want to talk with people about because it's just awkward. In my state, you have to be 21 to buy tobacco products. Hey, good for you. Good for you. You might want to move out of that state. I'm 22 and I don't enjoy alcohol. What's wrong with you? I don't know, man. You might want to go to the doctor. You might want to go get that checked out. Girls do it hotter. Well, that's probably because that's what you're attracted to. Believe it or not, some girls like watching dudes jerk off too. You know what I mean? The whole like implied sexiness of it goes both ways. So, you know, what are you going to do? Alcohol is literally poison. All right, Cynic. All right, chill out. Chill out, Grandpa Cynic. Buzzkill Cynic over here. I find lesbian porn extremely boring. I can kind of get behind that. I'm not a huge fan of lesbian porn. I kind of like one of the conceits of lesbian porn, though. I don't seek it out very often, but, you know, I have in the past. The seduction angle of lesbian porn. Like, it's like one lesbian, one horny lesbian, and then one totally straight chick. And slowly but surely, the horny lesbian convinces the straight chick to have a lesbian experience. That's kind of hot. That can be hot if it's presented properly. Oh, yeah. Girls are every bit as perverted as guys are. Definitely. This idea that women don't think about sex as much as dudes do is totally false. Utterly and completely false. In fact, I think that women think about it more than men do. I really do. The best load sessions are the one where you hate yourself after, not because of the action, but because of what you loaded to. You truly let go with those. All right, Alan. You're starting to get weird now. You're starting to get weird. No, I'm kidding. It's already weird. It's already incredibly fucking weird here. We're already in the fucking mouth of madness here. Damn, Jay Darky, look at you. My woman does. Damn, Jay Darky. Woo! You got a Hellcat on your hands, huh? Meow. Look at you. Look at you, Jay Darky. You like when they suck each other's boobsies? Oh, shit, bro. My damn comments aren't showing up. It just did, dude. If you're saying mean things YouTube might be holding your comments, you know, or not allowing your comments to come through. You know they do that, right? YouTube has a thing. YouTube does that thing. Ever seen a boob 69? How the fuck does that work? Hold up. Let me see. Let's do a little drawing, shall we? Is there a paint? Yeah, I need paint. I'm not an artist, so this is not going to go well, but let's see if we can make it work. Okay. We got an MS Paint window up here. So let me just try this, okay? What is a boob 69? So here is number 1, right? And here's the boobs hanging, right? Those are horrible boobs, but let's just go with it. There's nips on the boob, okay? And then the other direction, here's the boobs. Got to get nipples on that too. How are the boobs gonna 69? I don't understand it. I don't get what we're doing here. That's a shaft and balls. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm no artist. I just needed to try and visualize this. The boob 69. What are you looking at? The boob 69, bro. Isn't it obvious what you're looking at? I'm not searching it on images. I'm visualizing it wrong? Okay. Well, what am I doing wrong? Like, how am I doing this incorrectly? I just gotta get a new one here. Yep, new. No, I don't want to save the boob 69. Or are they both upside down? Okay, good point. Good point. Let's try this again. Let me see if I can get this going. Let me see if I can do this properly. Okay, there's the back. The head would be up here, right? And then the boobs would be here. That's number 1. And then the other head would be down this way. I kind of drew it a little too far over. Wait a minute. What the fuck? I'm doing this all wrong, man. I'm doing this all wrong. I don't know how this works. The other boobs would be... Man. Man, I don't know. I don't know. No, the head would be by the chest, dingus. What? Chest level? I'm not gonna go searching for it, man. If I can't conceptualize it, I don't even want to see it. Center the boobs? Oh. So it's like, so the other pair of boobs would be like this way, mashing against the other pair of boobs. Then the body would be back this way. And the head would be up here. Right? And then like that. So like you're mashing the boobs together at that level. I see what you're saying. No? Literally reverse the top one? But that would just be laying on top of one another. Both breasts are aligned at mouth level. How does that work? What? You don't mash the boobs together? The boob 69, dude. Chest to face. What? That doesn't, the human body isn't made like that. Oh, man. Why you guys gotta ruin it by revealing that I'm trolling? Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. So wait, the bottom person has got to be moved to the right a bit. Okay, we can do that. What if I did? Oh shit! I'm cutting off part of the boob. We can't do that. Got to do this, like that, and then like this. Oh, now I see. Now I see what's going on here. Now this is starting to make sense, see? Now I'm starting to understand the situation. Look at that. And I have a tongue hanging out there. Have a tongue hanging up here, right? Did they ever do like a 69 motorboating? Have you guys ever seen that? I've never really gone and looked for this, so I don't know. I've never really gone and looked for this. Lesbo levitation. Oh, shit. I just discovered eldritch truth. Oh, my goodness, man. Wow. That was a eureka moment for me. I'm going to have to go look for some double motorboating. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Oh, man. This stream is what your mother warned you to stay away from when you were a kid, by the way. This is everything that you should not be watching as an adult. I like the scissoring, but they don't really do that for real. They don't? I think they do. I think the scissoring is practiced in non-porn situations. I'm pretty sure. Nobody scissors? Really? Nobody ever scissors? I'm pretty sure they scissor. I'm pretty sure they scissor, dude. Scissor me timbers. I hear it doesn't feel great. I mean, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. That is the big question that hangs over the whole sexual experience, doesn't it? What's it feel like the other way around? You know what I mean? The world may never know. Isn't it strange that like pretty much half the people on the earth have a dick, half the people on the earth have a vagina, and neither of those halves knows anything about what it's like for the other half? They get burns from the friction. Isn't that what lube is for? Wouldn't you put just like a dollop of lube there so that you don't get like stubble burns on your flaps and shit? I would think that there are ways around that. Maybe. What about the people who have both? Those people are very rare. They're very rare. And even then, they don't know the experience. They know what it's like to have both, not one or the other. You see what I'm saying? So they've got a wholly unique experience. They've got one and the other. They don't have just one to the exclusion of the other. Paul, do you think that you're neurotic? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you think you are? Did you hear China banned South Park? Oh, no. Oh, no. What about the trans folk? Oh, man. This is going to be a hotly contested topic, but I do not believe that having sexual reassignment surgery lets you feel like what it's like to be born with a penis or a vagina. I think you get an approximation that is, once again, wholly unique to that subclass of individual, just like the hermaphrodites, right? You've got both. You've got one that was surgically turned into the other, but you don't have the other. I did a transphobia. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do a transphobia. I take back my transphobia. Yeah. I just don't, I don't think it can, it was very un-PC. It really was. Especially in today's climate. Very un-PC. How dare you, sir? Do you think the government should pay for transgenders to transition? Sure. Why not? We got money. I would definitely rather like a huge chunk of our budget be spent turning vaginas into penises and penises into vaginas than like dropping hellfire missiles on brown people across the world. I think that it would be a better expenditure of our government funding. Absolutely. Fuck yeah, dude. I'll take a tax hike to pay for people's sexual reassignment surgeries. Why the fuck not? It wouldn't be that expensive. They're an extremely small demographic. Well, there you go. So you just can't help it. You are transphobic. What? How am I transphobic? Explain to me how I'm transphobic. Nah, I'm not a socialist, dude. Fake news. Until they grow synthetic and customized bodies on a lab and can perform a brain transplant, T's will never truly transition. I don't know about that. They definitely transition. For sure. Why are the smartest people the least successful? I don't think that's necessarily true. I'm an anti-socialist because I'm anti-social. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Okay. All right, buddy. All right, buddy. Is a transgender an acceptable Halloween costume? It should be, but no. It should be, but no. For the same reasons that, you know, I was giving when I was talking about cultural appropriation at the beginning of this. Absolutely, you should be able to be a transgendered person for Halloween. You should be able to be anything for Halloween. That's the point of Halloween. Letting other people's scruples and hang-ups enter into your decision as to what you want to dress up as, man, come on. I'm a Halloween universalist, man. I believe that if you can be a cop for a Halloween, you can be a trans person for Halloween. Both of those things are offensive to certain demographics of people, but only one of them gets scrutiny. I'd rather see people dress up as trans people than cops. Should you do a blackface Trudeau costume if you wanna? If you want to do it, I ain't going to stop you. I might laugh at you, but I ain't going to stop you. I don't dress up for Halloween, so you can take me right out of this argument. You got to do what you got to do for yourself. You got to make that up. You got to make that decision for yourself. I don't dress up for Halloween. I'm black, and I say go ahead with the blackface. You're only half black, cynic. And the half of you that doesn't care about blackface is the racist white half. Sorry, buddy. Why don't I dress up? I think it has something to do with the fact that I'm almost 40. And that I can't go door to door getting candy, which was the whole point of dressing up before. So, yeah. Being trans for Halloween would just be cross-dressing. The point of transitioning is to have the traits of the opposite gender. Well, the point of a costume is to have the appearance of something that you aren't, though. See, a costume is not necessarily designed to fulfill some sort of deep-seated need in a person. It can, but that's not the operative idea behind a Halloween costume. For example, if I wanted to dress up as Freddy Krueger, I would not have to invade the dreams of teenagers on Elm Street. So I kind of disagree. Whoa, God damn it. When it comes to dressing up in a costume, nothing is wrong. There's nothing wrong about that. I really genuinely believe that. Because if something is wrong, then everything is wrong. And you just have to make, like, basically the idea is don't dress up. Because you're going to offend somebody no matter what you dress up as. Like I mentioned before, I don't like seeing people dressed up like cops. I don't want to see a little fucking future police officer holding their candy bag out for me, but I give them candy anyway. You know, because it's not my choice. What they want to dress up as is not my choice. How old were you when you last went trick-or-treating? Probably 10? Something like that? 11 maybe? I don't know. I was a kid. Somebody already asked about Justin Trudeau and said they wanted to try it out, and I told them, go ahead. I ain't going to stop you. I'm also not going to help you when the blowback happens, but if you show up at my door dressed like that, I'll drop a Snickers in your bag just like everybody else. You know what I mean? I don't discriminate on that level. If you dress up in a costume, I don't care what it is. You know? You're a kid, you dress up in a costume, you come with your bag, I'm going to drop a Snickers in there. Okay? That's all you got to do. All I require is that you did something. You know, like I said, I'm a Halloween universalist. I really don't look for things to be offended by on Halloween. I think the point of Halloween is the opposite of that. The point of Halloween is turning off that kind of social programming that says that we should always be looking around to be hyper offended about something and just accepting that it's the offensive day of the year, you know? Everybody dresses up like something they're not. Whether it's an Indian chief or Hitler or Justin Trudeau in blackface with a turban or Iron Man or Spider-Man, you know what I mean? None of those people are representing that they are the things that they're dressed up as. What if I show up as your kidnappers? Would you be offended and pissed off? I probably wouldn't know that that's that kidnapped Paul. If you actually showed up at my place, oh, live stream offline. Oh, okay. Man, what do I got to do? What do I got to do to just get a stream that doesn't toodly, toodly, toodly? You know what I mean? Fuck. It is what it is, I guess. No, what can you do? Stream resumed. The stream is continuing. Yeah, dude. YouTube is out to silence me today. I've never played any kind of golf. Not once in my life have I golfed in any capacity, whether it's disc golf or regular old man golf, I just don't do it. I don't care to do it. It's not interesting to me at all. I've played golf video games before. Does that count? There's like a PGA game that I used to really like, but only because it had really great customization of your character. You could make your character anything you wanted. I made this big, putrid, fat guy, and then, like, you know, as you did better on the golf courses, you would get these Nike sponsorships, and you could wear their shoes and get extra money. I can't remember when it was. It was like in the early 2000s, like 2002, 2003. Man, that was a good game. I can't remember what it was called. How do I politely tell my roommates to stop having sex as soon as I go to bed? I can hear it, and they are very loud. I've only had to deal with this once, and there's no polite way to do it. Because if you come at them politely, they're going to think you're joking. That's the problem with the politeness. If you're like, hey, guys, can you keep it down? They're going to be like, oh, sorry about that. But they're not going to really internalize the fact that you want them to shut up. The only way to get it done is to pound on their door in mid-act. The next time they wake you up, go pound on their door and say, hey, could you stop pretending to be porn actors right next to the place where I have to sleep, please? Could you have a little fucking courtesy for people that are trying to sleep in here? Otherwise, go get a place where you don't have roommates, and then you can scream at the top of your fucking lungs. But as far as I'm concerned, I gotta sleep right next door to this stupid performance you're putting on. I remember telling the girl that I had to do that to. Well, it was my roommate and his girlfriend. I remember telling her, there's no way what he's doing to you feels that good. Bite your lip, put your face in the pillow or something. You got to be direct with people. If you're being offended by something that somebody's doing, if somebody's putting you out, you got to be direct. There's no way to pussyfoot around it. There's no polite way to do it. You could be like passive aggressive about it, though. You could be passive aggressive about it. Like when they start doing it, just start banging on the wall and acting like you're jerking off really loudly. Maybe they'll get the point. Oh, shit! Give them one of those. That's the passive-aggressive way to do it, but they might not get it. Turn your porn on hella loud, just blast the speakers. Record it and play it back while laughing. Yeah, record it and then just blast it on some speakers right up against their wall. As soon as they get quiet, just replay the whole sexual incident, but with speakers right up against their wall. See, there are ways around the direct confrontation, but for me, for my money, the direct confrontation way, that's the best way. Loud hentai. That probably would work too. Record it and blackmail them? Damn, you guys are evil. Paul, I'm struggling with social Darwinism thoughts. I know it's morally wrong, but I can't find a strictly logical argument against it. Can you help me? Social Darwinism. So the idea that everything is basically permissible if it advances you over some other individual? I mean, you really need me to unpack that one for you? You really not see how that immediately devolves into a society that can't work? I mean, we're seeing a society that's tending ever more towards social Darwinism now. It's all about me. Me. I don't want to help. I don't want to help. And look how it's working out for us. Not great, huh? Not great. At what point do we as a society draw the line of something being inappropriate or unacceptable? If morality is subjective, how often should we as individuals be re-examining this line? Constantly. Right? And there's no if about morality being subjective. The subjectivity of morality is not even up for debate. Like, we have human history to look at for proof of that. So we should be constantly examining the things that we ban for moral reasons. Absolutely. That doesn't mean you unban everything. That doesn't mean you decide that everything's permissible. It just means that you constantly think. You're constantly putting the value of banning those things in society up against the value of being permissive. Absolutely, what was acceptable 100 years ago has changed a lot currently. 100 years ago, getting a divorce was like you were a social pariah if you got a divorce. Divorce was one of the ultimate taboos, and now it's just like you collect them, you know, like action figures. Well, I'm on my third. I got 3 divorces under my belt. And just an example of morality being subjective. How do you respond to people associating socialism with communism? I typically don't. I'm very much uninterested in people's misunderstandings of political leanings. My sister about to get a divorce. Good for her. Good for her. Man, I found this dope low pan shirt at Goodwill. You'd love it. Get it. Send it to me, baby. I want a low pan shirt. Am I wrong for being annoyed about people's pronouns? What's happened to you personally that makes you so annoyed at people choosing what pronoun they want to go by? Like, do you have are you surrounded by people constantly correcting you when you use he, her, or whatever the fuck? Or is it just like online shit? Because if it's just like getting mad at people online doing that, yeah, I think that you're wrong for allowing that to annoy you, allowing that the power over you that it would take to annoy you. Someone has to address misinformation, though, right? Absolutely, someone does. It doesn't have to be you or me. I'm new. What is your political leaning? Feel free to tell me to... I don't know what that acronym is supposed to... I'm sorry, I'm old. I don't do the acronym thing. What is my political leaning? I don't know. I don't like labeling myself politically or otherwise, really. So I really couldn't tell you. I tend to like the idea of a resource-based economy. I tend to like the idea of a new technocratic society. I tend to like the idea of providing a baseline level of social support for everybody, regardless of their country of national origin. And, I've talked a lot about it here. I'm a big proponent of using technology politically. I'm a big proponent of eventually turning over the governance of our societies to a non-human entity, like an AI. I don't know. I could go on and on, right? I don't know what you would classify me as, and I don't really care. Why do you think impeachment is so hilarious? I just like watching the moral failings of the people at the highest level of our government laid bare. I like watching the bickering. I like watching the legal jockeying. I like the idea of Donald Trump being forced to resign or removed from office. I like the idea of him refusing to do so and creating a constitutional crisis. I think all of that is absolutely hilarious. In fact, I think our political system as it stands now is pretty fucking hilarious. So, impeachment's just another part of that. The fact that we have people starving despite having the ability to feed everyone is pathetic and shameful. Yeah. Sure. Impeachment is hilarious because it only makes him stronger. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, cynic. I don't know if I'm ready to go down that road. I'm not necessarily saying that impeachment is the right way to go, but nobody's asking me. And if it's going to go that way, I'm going to laugh my way through it for sure. I'm going to laugh my way through it for sure, because that's really the only thing you can do these days. Paul, would you vote for Yang? No, but I don't vote for anybody. I don't vote, period. How do you think we can solve overpopulation? I don't even necessarily believe that overpopulation is a problem that needs to be solved. I don't really buy the idea that overpopulation is necessarily a problem. I think underrepresentation is a bigger problem than overpopulation, if overpopulation is indeed a problem at all. When I asked about social Darwinism, I meant stuff like helping people that can't help themselves. I can't logically understand it, but of course I do agree with it morally. If I'm like that, get rid of me. Okay. I can't help you, pirate captain guy. I really can't. I love trans people. I just don't think accidentally misgendering is a big deal. If someone is doing it as harassment, then that's wrong. Well, any kind of harassment is wrong, right? Any kind of harassment is something you shouldn't be doing. And I really don't hear a whole lot of people making the argument that accidental misgendering is some kind of horrible, unforgivable sin. It's what you do after you've been corrected that matters, right? Delaney for human sacrifice victim 2020. Oh, Delaney. Poor Delaney got muscled out of the competition, man. I think if he was allowed to go to just one or two more of these debates, Delaney would have showed the American people his real stripes. He would have showed the American people what they need, which is Delaney mania. I'm a Delaney-ac, dude. That's the one guy that I would absolutely, forego my principles and vote for. I think Delaney is corn pop, man. I think Delaney was corn pop. Makes sense. Delaney put on blackface and called himself corn pop. I don't know about Yang, man. That UBI thing seems kind of ridiculous because if you're collecting more from Social Security or disability, then it's useless. Yeah, but what about the people that are collecting nothing from either of those social sources? Don't you think it fills that gap nicely? Remember that picture of Delaney as an Oscar Mayer wiener? I do. Do you remember? I remember. And Pepperidge Farm members, too. I think Hillary will run with Elizabeth Warren. Sounds crazy, but it will happen. Well, Elizabeth Warren was all too happy to, I'm with her the last time, so I don't think it's completely out of the realm of possibility. And it kind of might be a smart political maneuver, too, for Hillary to just wait out all the mudslinging and bullshit and then just announce, and try and ride that wave of name recognition. I could see it happening. I love the fact that they thought to have that mustard across in the middle. What? What? What are you even talking about, dude? Oh. How would you react if Bernie chose Hillary as his running mate? I would laugh. I would laugh really, really hard. So that's a great thing about kind of removing yourself from the political process is it just frees you up to be way less serious about everything if you want to and just kind of chuckle at the whole fucking thing. You know that centrist picture that gets bandied about where the guy's got the big giant brain and he's using it as a balloon to float above everybody else with his centrist position? That is a criticism that I will take on to my non-voting stuff slightly. I don't think I try and float above everybody as if I'm, intellectually superior because I don't participate. But it does allow me to laugh at both sides equally. I do like that. Of course they both deserve it. That's why people like me are here. I prefer the one where the brain transforms into an elephant for him to ride on. Ooh, yeah. I like that one, too. Get out of here. Get out of here, Rotello. What's the last concert you went to? I went and saw Panic at the Disco at the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. I don't know, like 6 months ago, 5 months ago, something like that. Do you believe that one party causes more harm than the other? I don't necessarily believe that there are really two parties. And this is a contentious belief of mine. But I tend to go with the idea that both of these parties are kind of perpetuating the political climate by taking these very strong, open, public social positions and then slapping each other high five behind the scenes. And I think the evidence bears that out, although people don't like to hear that. People really want to hear me as a leftist say, well, the Democrats are way better than the Republicans because this social issue and that social issue. When really the problem that exacerbates all of these social issues is the extraction of wealth and money and the hoarding of that wealth and money in an ever smaller group of people's hands. And both parties are complicit in that, so I don't know. What comedians do you like? I don't know, man. I just don't want to go down the list and start listing off comedians. Can we not? Not many these days. I'll be honest with you. Stand-up comedy is almost a lost art form for me. I sat down last night and tried to watch David Cross's new Netflix special. I think it's called Oh Come On. And it really, like, it's well named. I'll give it that. He starts off the set by saying, I just want to let you guys know that I'm not going to ramble on and on about being a new father because it's boring and it's annoying and it's not funny. But, and then he goes for at least, I shut it off about 15 minutes after that because you know what he was still doing? Making jokes about how weird it is to be a dad. And how strange the baby is. It's like they didn't look at him. It's like they don't know anything. It's they talk, but they're not just using words. And oh man, I'm so sick of parent humor. It really does ruin a lot of comedy careers. I had a baby recently, and it pooped in a diaper, and I didn't know what to do. What am I going to do with this poop, you know? And the whole audience is like, yeah. Yeah, what do you do with the poop? It's like, get out of here with that shit. Nobody cares about your kid. I don't even care about your kid enough to laugh about it. And I definitely don't want to sit and hear about all your fucking, I don't know, high-level fucking insights on what it's like. Yeah, of course it's weird shitting out another life and having to take care of it. We get it. Now tell a fucking joke already. It was just on and on, man. I can't hang. Patton Oswalt kind of went through the same thing. He was a guy that I used to really like watching his stand-up, and now that he's a dad, it's all dad jokes. What do you do? You know? What are you going to do? Kids say the darndest things, don't they? Like, man, come on. What's that new poster of? That's the 70s Land of the Lost, man. Baby poop, huh? Doesn't it stink? Oh my God. Does thinking or questioning contribute more to one's consciousness? By constraining what you're willing to question, think about, are you thereby restricting your own consciousness? Huh? What? That's a little too deep for me this morning, man. Sorry. You're a little too galaxy-brained for me. All right? I've got a peanut brain this morning, and you're trying to be galaxy-brained with me. Yeah, clout. You're on a different level, dude. You're on like graduate student level, and I'm in kindergarten today. All right, we're just on. We're at two different points in our educational careers today. I want to talk about poopy and pee-pee, and you want to talk about the philosophical implications of constraining your consciousness. Okay, I just can't go there today. I can't do it. I can't do that for you. What is the deal with baby poop? It stinks. It stinks. When will the American people wake up and realize our institutions were rigged before they were born? Never. I can give you that answer right away. Absolutely never. We will continue to bicker back and forth at one another and at what we perceive to be the political party that is the enemy, while both political parties throw huge sacks of money over their shoulders, and as soon as the camera's off, high-five one another and sit around at the bar and talk about what dupes we all are. That's really the future of the American political system right there. We will continue to run to echo chambers to parrot our opinions back at us. We will continue to sling mud at our ideological opponents, and we will continue to miss the entire point. Does a fart push out the poop, or does a poop push out the fart? Man, the ultimate philosophical question, man. Who knows, dude? If I had the answer to that, I'd have the answer to the meaning of life. It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? What came first, the fart or the poop? What causes the other? You know it's like that, too. You know it's just like that in Hollywood. Washington. Same difference. It's all theater. You know, Mitch McConnell stands up, gives a scathing rebuke of some Democrat, and then that very Democrat's waiting right off camera. You know, as soon as the cameras go off, they're like, Mitch, you old turtle-looking motherfucker, that was great, man. I'm really going to have to step up my game if I want to come back to that. Oh, well, you know, I've been doing this a long time. Hey, buy you a beer, Mitch? Oh, doctor says I have to lay off the beer. I'm 90-something now. Oh, come on. Fuck the doctor, Mitch. Come on. Let's go to the strip club. Spend some of this cash. That's how it is, dude. You know that's how it is. That's just the way it goes. And when it all collapses, the game just restarts because humanity never learns from the past. I don't know that that's necessarily true. I think humanity does eventually learn from the past, just usually way too late to actually affect any positive change. That's why Cheetos Man drained swamp. Cheetos Man. Trump looks like a Cheeto. He is embarrassing orange buffoon. T-rump. T-rump. The fact that so many people buy it, the theater, is astonishing. Why is it astonishing to you? It's not astonishing at all to me. I don't have a whole lot of faith in the human animal. I think I kind of see the human animal for what it is, and I include myself in that. I'm not floating on my brain, okay, above the rest of you small-brained people mired in the swamp, all right? I'm down in the swamp with you. I mean, ultimately, I genuinely think that human beings are just monkeys that really should never have developed to the point that we are now. We would do much better if we were just running around the forest in loincloths and shit, hunting and gathering. We'd be much better off as animals. All this attempting to please everybody with politics and entertainment, it's all, you know what I mean? It's all just window dressing on all of the base instinct and tribalistic hatred that we have for one another, just kind of naturally. Are human beings a cancer on the earth? No, because cancer typically kills its host, and human beings will not kill this planet. As much as we're trying, there's just no way. The planet goes on, man. Time goes on. Our limited time and range of effect is just a blip on the radar in terms of the actual lifespan of this planet. And, time keeps on slipping into the future. You get my drift? Time keeps on slipping into the future. I mean, cancer kind of does do that same thing, though, doesn't it? It kills its host, thus killing itself. But we don't have the power to do that. Even if we nuked the whole surface of this planet on a long enough time scale, everything's fine. Do you think it's possible for anyone to have a fundamentally original thought? I do it every day. Dude, I'm the king of original thought. Outside of me, no. I think that all the rest of these stupid human monkeys have lost the capacity for truly original thought, but I just spout nothing but. We're only going to die from our own arrogance. What a nothing statement. Watching The Addams Family yesterday, in an episode, Gomez supports a politician named Hilliard who swears to drain our swamps, and then we cross into this. When did we cross into this alternate timeline? I don't know. I don't remember that episode. Girls flirt with me. Would you let Trap Velma top you? Trap Velma? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Why not? Come on down, Trap Velma. Give me that tippy top. Can I drain your swamp, Paul? Come on down, buddy. Come drain my swamp. I'm gonna fly like an eagle to the sea. What TV shows do you watch now? Is the golden era of TV gone? I don't think so at all. I think that TV is enjoying, well, it depends on what you consider to be TV. All these like Netflix shows and shit, man, in my opinion, TV has very rarely been better. The sincere amount of choice that you have in tone and type of show, unmatched in the history of history. You know what I mean? It's a good time for TV. I tried to watch the new Dark Crystal series, couldn't get into it, but hey, whatever. It doesn't mean it's bad, just wasn't for me. I'm in the process of watching the second season of Mindhunter now, and it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. It's not the best show I've ever seen, but it's better than a lot of the shows I've tried to watch. I'm also, I don't know, like maybe 5 or 10 episodes into my first season of American Horror Story. I'm watching the Freak Show one because my girlfriend said it was one of the best ones. So I'm just started there. I started watching the Freak Show. That's really like, I like that show. I'm not claiming it's like super smart or super great or anything. It's just good gut bucket TV. It's just like, oh, I like it. I like it. It's good brain off kind of shit. Yeah, I think I watched the first 2 episodes of the first season of American Horror Story when it was new. And I was just like, this ain't for me. But I'm enjoying the Freak Show one. It's cool. Mindhunter, it suffers a little bit, in my opinion, from not being based around its best premise most of the time. Like, I really don't like that they're constantly getting sidetracked into solving these little murders in tiny towns. I would rather it just be a show that was based around them interviewing psychopaths and shit. So... I have not seen The Boys, no. But the reason I haven't seen The Boys is just because I'm so fucking fed up and done with the superhero trope that I just don't care to watch anymore. The Cult one is the worst piece of television I've ever seen. Cool. Maybe I'll watch that one next. Yeah, see, I'm not really tuned into a lot of the things that people like about American Horror Story. Like, for me, it's not like, oh yeah, here's all these people again that I've seen before as different characters. I just like the fact that they do whatever they want with it. You know what I mean? And it's something that I might not like in another show, but I like the fact that it seemingly from episode to episode, these characters' personalities and drives and goals change. You know what I mean? In one episode, the Siamese twins might be really enjoying themselves, you know, being there at the freak show and shit, and finally feeling like they found a family. And then literally in the next episode, with really no character development that would support it, they hate it there and they want to escape. You know what I mean? In one episode, somebody's gentle. In the next episode, they're sawing somebody's head off and burying them out back of the freak show. It's just good, like, gut bucket TV. It's not meant to be good. It's meant to be watchable, you know? And I kind of appreciate that about it. I do think Jessica Lange is a good actress, for sure. You really do live for the slock of movies and other forms of entertainment, don't you, Paul? I don't know that I live for them, but man, they're a great balm on an otherwise drudge-like existence for me. I love the escapism of them, for sure. I don't know that I necessarily live for them, but I do love it. I do love escaping into the world of a TV show or a film or a video game. AHS threw the Church of Satanism and Anton LaVey under the bus super hard in the Apocalypse System. I don't care. I really don't care. I really don't care. I'm watching a lot of gut bucket TV right now. I'm slowly but surely watching the old 1980s Monsters show, which a lot of you probably won't be familiar with, but it's on Amazon Prime if you want to check it out. Most of them are bad. But it's 20 minutes of bad, you know what I mean? And every once in a while, one of them's really good. That's like gut bucket TV to me. It's just open-ended, meant to be shocking or funny in a short burst, and then it's gone. You know, I kind of like that. Escaping the death coil of your own mind through brain-off entertainment isn't necessarily something to look down on. I mean, maybe it is for some people. They can look right down on me if they want. Dude, I've been looked down on my whole fucking life. It doesn't bother me anymore. You know? I'm fine with it. I'd rather be truthful about the things that I like than, you know, worry all day about who's going to look down on my kind of fucking proclivities and shit. I just am what I am, dude. I like watching bad TV. I like watching bad movies. In fact, I really think that I do enjoy, that is something about my watching habits that I think is interesting. I think overall I enjoy watching bad shit more than I like watching good shit. I can still appreciate a great film. I can still appreciate a really well-made, tight, you know, TV show. But I really kind of like the idea that somebody tried and failed. I like that shit. It's fun. It's fun to get lost in that sometimes. Is it because you're short? Am I short? I don't know. I'm 6'1". Is that short? Might be. Is it possible to hasten the collapse of the global economy? Individually, no. As a collective, absolutely. I like watching a lot of low-budget horror flicks from the 80s. The 80s were a great, like, fertile period for horror, man. There was just so much money available for people to try out these different horror concepts. I really like that. I'm kind of hoping we're at the dawn of a new age of horror. I know I've talked about that here. Is 5'10" short? I don't think so. For a chick. I'm not going to watch The Boys. You can stop. You can stop with that, Sam. I'm not going to watch it. When you're watching something bad, does it make you feel like you could have done a better job yourself? Depends. Depends on the bad piece of media I'm consuming. Some ideas don't rise to the level of something that I would want to do myself, and so my mind doesn't really naturally go there. But if I see a concept that I like that isn't delivered on, yeah, I'll get locked in that, like, man, I would have done this, or they should have done that. That's part of the fun. I mean, half the fun of watching a bad movie is discussing it afterwards, which, I'm very lucky to be a dude that has friends and a girlfriend who kind of share that proclivity. They like picking apart movies. They like sitting down and watching a movie and committing to that and then just kind of picking it apart. I'm not a fan of Rocky, no. I don't really like any of the movies, I'll be honest with you. I know that's verboten to some people, but I never really made the connection with Rocky. Never really enjoyed any of them. What's a bad movie that had a good idea but poor execution? One that I watched very recently was that Annihilation movie. I thought it had a cool premise that carried me through the film, but just kind of like the mounting stupidity of the entire premise of the film just kind of overarched it. I think they could have done maybe something a little better with it. I don't know. There's a lot of those types of movies. There's a lot of movies that people consider to be bad or low budget too that are really good, really successful in my eyes. Like Pumpkinhead, for example. I think a lot of people would throw that in like 80s schlock horror. I think it rises well above your typical 80s schlock horror piece. I love Pumpkinhead, man. I think it's filled with great performances, filled with great moody lighting and editing. And I think they did a lot with a pretty thin concept. The whole movie was written and based around a poem, kind of a creepy poem that doesn't really fill in any of the blanks or gaps. So I would say that, a good example of a movie that elevates itself beyond its base premise. Good old Pumpkinhead. Punky Brewster, I always want you here with me. Oh no, uh-oh, Punky Brewster. Why do I remember that song? I haven't seen Punky Brewster since I was like 7 years old. Most of you kids in here don't even know who Punky Brewster is, man. You never experienced Punky Brewster. Punky fucking Brewster, man. Man, let's find some Punky Brewster. Punky Brewster. Punky Brewster. Punky Brewster, where are they now? Punky Brewster theme. Punky Brewster. See if I remembered it right.
Maybe the world is blind, or just a little unkind. Don't know. Seems
I guess I didn't. Maybe it gets there.
Of anything anymore. Although you may be lonely, and then one day you're smiling again. Every time I turn around, I see the girl who turns my world around, standing there. Every time I turn around,
I don't think it gets there.
her spirit's lifting me right off the ground.
I don't think it ever goes there.
Every time I turn around, what's gonna be? Guess we'll just wait and see.
Okay. I was wrong. I don't know where I'm remembering Punky Brewster. Oh, there's a cartoon? Maybe that's what I'm remembering. This is the one I'm remembering. This is the one. I think it's about to go there. There it is. There's where I'm remembering it from. Apparently, I liked the Punky Brewster cartoon when I was a kid. I don't remember a fucking thing about it. I couldn't even really tell you what the whole point of Punky Brewster was. I think she was like adopted. She's like an adopted kid or like an orphan or something that was staying with a family, but they wouldn't adopt her. Punky Brewster, I always want you here with me. Oh no, oh, Punky Brewster. No, this is from the 80s, bro. Good old 80s. I bet one of your sisters watched it and you just picked it up. Oh, that's probably true. There was another show that I remember the opening to that was like that. This is a show that I really hated having to share the TV. Whoa, Jim! Music's contagious, outrageous. No one else is the same. Oh, name. Man, I had to share the TV with my sister for this one, and man, I can't tell you how bad I hated it. Jim was the worst part of my Saturday morning as a child. That's a fucked up thing that's kind of been lost, too. Do kids even do Saturday morning cartoons anymore? Is that a thing? Saturday used to be the day back in the 80s. And maybe even in the 90s, too, although I was a little older in the 90s. Kids don't even do like Saturday morning cartoons anymore. That's fucked, man. That was so cool. Dude, Saturday was always the best day because you got all your shows. All of, like, you had to sit and watch all your parents' shows the rest of the week. You know? Archie Bunker, The Moonlighters, Cheers, all this shit. But Saturday was all kids' day, man. Yeah, the TV isn't even a thing. Yeah, you're right. Now you can have your kids' shows anytime, and Saturday morning doesn't mean anything anymore. That's kind of sad. It's a loss. I miss the Saturday mornings. Yeah, dude. One day a week. But see, like, that's the thing. The restriction of your cartoons, or at least new episodes of your cartoons, to that one day a week made that day special. It's a special day. Saturday, man, the beginning of your fucking weekend. You had the whole weekend ahead of you. Had a whole day Saturday. Started off with some stupid cartoons. Yeah, but there were times when as kids had to go shopping with our folks and missed our shows. Dude, that sucked. I do remember that. When there was something to do on a Saturday and you knew you were going to miss, like, the new Ninja Turtles, the new G.I. Joe. Yeah, nothing special anymore. You're right, man. What a good way to end this show. It's been 2 hours. I'm going to stop the stream now. Thank you guys all for chilling. I'll see you later. Bye.